Show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Summertime. And Manaski is not with us today.
A little bit of an upgrade today. A little bit of an upgrade.
Sounds permanent, but not. And a little bit of an upgrade, no doubt. The one and only. It's not every day we get a former assemblyman, a former OD reporter, a former
Utica National public relations guy.
Yeah, and a current mayor.
That's quite a resume.
Quite a resume.
I've put that all on my resume, which I will present to you after the show.
Good. I know they keep telling me they get your resume. You're asking to replace me. So you never know. That could come any day.
Oh, I don't think so.
It could
You
come
look hale and hearty to me.
any day. I want to start with this story that Fox had this morning. And and we got a second because coming up we'll speak with Tanya Powers. But this story where the woman was driving down the road, and it's tragic. Don't get me wrong. She's driving down the road, and I believe it may be in Texas. I don't know where it happened. Driving down the road, and some sort of an insect got on her, and she panicked and lost control of the vehicle and ended up driving into a motorcycle and killing two people.
Ooh.
So she has been charged with a homicide, and I am struggling with that. Jesus. I mean, because I'm sure you know people, and maybe you're one of them.
Not me.
If you remember, Davey, Andrew Derminio was one of them, that are so deathly afraid. I mean, you don't know anyone that's deathly afraid of insects?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, to the point, I'll never forget, as a kid, it was my grandmother in the passenger seat, my mother in the driver's seat. We're driving from Cedarville, New York, and all of a sudden, a bee got in the car.
Yeah.
My mother panicked. She's deathly afraid of bees, spiders, and snakes. A bee got in the car, and she panicked. Now, back in those days, we were probably, it may have been like an old Nova, like a 70 Nova or something. Nobody's wearing seatbelts, nothing like that.
Yeah, right.
And she just panicked, hit the brake, never put it in park, got out of the car. And my grandmother took the wheel and was able to get over and hit the brake. Now, this is many years ago.
Wow.
And do you think that she should have been charged with child abuse? I mean, she is just deathly afraid of bees.
Boy,
and I find it very difficult to charge this person.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got to feel just awful to begin with.
I'm sure.
Now, we found out she was drinking, she was on her cell phone, she was doing something irresponsible. I'm there, but some people so afraid of insects that they lose complete control. And for this woman to be charged, I find it think about it, and I want to talk more about it coming up in a second. And if anybody wants to pipe in, you can do it. Listen, YouTube is live. Go to our YouTube channel, search Keeler live stream. You can download the app if you have it. We're live. You can message.
I tell you.
We're live. It's alive. You can message on YouTube. You can message through the app as well. Or you can do something really, really rare, and that is call us. We have a telephone. Nobody wants to go person to person anymore.
That's old technology.
We have a telephone at 315-736-0186, and you can utilize that. Someone who's never afraid to telephone us is Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning. Did I hit the wrong button? I must have hit the wrong button. So, good morning. I hope I have you now. Good morning.
You were swatting that
Davey
fly.
Is, do I have her or have I blown it? You check for me. I'm going to put her on hold, and then you talk. For some reason, I'm not feeding to her. Let's see if she can hear me now.
I got you.
Hi. Oh, I got you now. Good morning, Tanya.
Gotcha. Sorry about that.
Well, a little technology here and there will never hurt anybody. Listen, before we go to your story, I just wanted to bring up quickly this story of the woman driving down the road. An insect gets on her. She panics. She's deathly afraid of insects, loses control of the car. It drives into two people on a motorcycle and kills them both. Terrible tragedy.
Oh.
And
horrible.
And they have charged her with homicide. I just find that, some people are just so afraid of insects or bees. Homicide seems like a little bit of a reach, I think.
Yeah, that seems wow. That's an astounding story. Where did this happen?
I caught it on Fox News coming in, so we'll listen to the top of the hour again.
It's true. Yes.
It's true.
Horrible.
You heard it on Fox News. Primary day today being a Tuesday in several states. Special election in California for a disgraced member of Congress who stepped down. This seems to be trending, doesn't it? You have a lot of unsavory candidates thinking that I can do it. It doesn't matter what the storyline is for me.
I mean, we've seen that for years.
I guess we have. Yeah, I guess you're right.
The sad part. I think that the headline here is that some have stepped down.
Yeah, true.
Because, we had, there for a while, it was like, well, I'm not going anywhere. Used to it, if you had a sniff of scandal, okay, well, you're done. See you later.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
You pulled a Gary Hart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that almost seems like a quaint time at this point. And then it kind of, that was the case for a while. It was, okay, well, you can't, that was the traditional deal. And then it was, well, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And you sort of just pushed the boundaries of that. We may be going back in the other direction where, shame is a thing again. I don't know, but he's not the only one. Eric Swalwell, Democratic, congressman, 4 months after he resigned with those sexual assault allegations, he was running for governor, pretty much torpedoed the campaign. Now they're going to pick a replacement to serve out the rest of his term today. So that is that one that you're talking about in California. Florida, you've got the governor's race. Byron Donalds is the Trump-backed candidate there. In the Senate, that is the other race that I'm really keeping an eye on. The Senate race, which is when Marco Rubio was appointed Secretary of State, and the three other jobs he has. Because it seems like he's doing several jobs at once.
Yes. Soon he'll be leading Cuba. All of these things.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on.
Ron DeSantis appointed Ashley Moody to that Senate seat. She's now running to serve out the remainder of the term.
Oh, okay.
So the interesting part about this race, she's got some Republican challengers, for the nomination. But on the Democratic side is the other one I find interesting. You've got Alex Vindman and Angie Nixon who are duking it out there for the Democratic nomination. If you'll recall, Alexander Vindman is that retired lieutenant colonel who served on the National Security Council.
Yes.
He was the expert on Ukraine that testified he was a key witness in Trump's first impeachment.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, he's the one who said he heard Trump on the phone call talking to Zelensky, trying to get him to, open an investigation into Joe Biden. Okay, that's the Democrat running on the Democratic side for the nomination for the Florida Senate race there. So, like I said, Byron Donalds is the Trump-backed candidate. DeSantis is term limited and can't run again. So those are a couple of the big ones going on. Alaska has a primary. Wyoming has a primary. Wyoming, it's the first time they've had the governor, U.S. Senate, and House seats open at the same time in 32 years. In Alaska, that governor's race is getting a lot of attention. The governor's return is Republican, term limited. There are 17 candidates running in that primary. Now, that's on both sides, not just the Republican side, because they do a top four kind of primary ranking, almost a ranked choice thing.
First of all, I totally misread the summary on this on your report here, because it's the opposite of what I thought it was. It's people who have, because of scandal or shame, have stepped down. and now here are the primaries to fill their seats. But you know what I find the most ironic thing of all is when a let's go to Maine, when a Democrat gets in trouble and has said some things, Republicans are right up there to talk about how terrible this is and how it reflects upon the Democratic Party. They're all like this. But then when a Republican in trouble, who may still be running in Texas, when a Republican goes up, the Democrats step up and talk about how terrible this person is and how it reflects all around. It just seems that it would be refreshing to have Republicans step up, and I know there have been a few, but Republicans to step up for their own party member and Democrats to do the same for theirs. Instead, we like to point fingers.
That is accurate. I think the finger pointing thing is definitely accurate.
And a shame, I kind of think, and a shame. Okay, so we'll see where all of these races go today. There's been a lot of attention on primaries. You can only imagine how big it's going to be once we get into early voting and Election Day, which, we know how summer ends. It'll happen real quickly.
Can I just, Tanya, you touched on it in Villas, but do you think we were getting a little too tolerant for some of these candidates, for some of their shenanigans? Well, he's only got a Nazi tattoo. That doesn't mean anything.
He stepped down.
Well, he did step down, but
you have Paxton.
After a number of other, and I'm just using his as an example.
Tanya, you think are we too tolerant today, or does it look the other way?
I don't think anybody's tolerant of anybody anymore.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think that is one of those things that will be studied about this particular point in history. I look forward to the day 30 years from now when we can look back on this
and read about it.
This political point, like we do, like Watergate and other big, or the Iran-Contra, or, like all those kinds of things that we've had, like big political things in our power, like eras like that. We can look back on them now with a better, more nuanced lens. Right now, it's really difficult to do that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is.
This year is going to be politically a consequential year for us in the States and for the whole country.
Yeah,
what direction we're heading, it's going to be very interesting to see these election results.
Tanya, thank you as always. We appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Tanya G. Powers and Fox News, from Fox News Radio. Deeds this morning. Tolerance is part of the problem, and it probably is. You know how this all began. It began with, I did not have sex with that woman, and I like to grab him by the beep. I mean, between Trump and Bill Clinton, they really defined defiance, right? All of a sudden, you would say, I remember the John McCain thing with first of all, I never thought Trump or Clinton was going to survive. And he ends up surviving impeachment. And then Trump, I thought the biggie was the John McCain story. Remember when he talked about only cowards get caught, or however that was worded.
Prisoners of war, yes.
You're not a hero if you got caught. However, I thought that was the end. And he defiantly plowed forward, and it really has defined how we look the other way on stuff. However, Clinton got away with it. Trump got away with it. I don't think others are getting away with it anymore.
Well, I hope it's a new trend, but
maybe it is.
I have to say, Bill, I'm kind of swinging in your direction a little bit about Trump. I think he's made some
the war thing is tough to watch. Yeah, and where we are right now, it's tough to watch. So we'll see what today brings. Right, we're talking about maybe more attacks.
This could be the day.
We will see. As I mentioned, Manaski is off today. Coming up, we'll talk to Jonathan Savage from Fox News, the latest on Iran, and we'll see what his take is. I do want to say out there this morning, Mike, good morning. I had read something years ago. They think 3% of all accidents that take place is when an insect gets in the car and a crash takes place. The person driving gets killed, or the bee or whatever insect ends up flying out of the car unharmed. And I do think that's common. But to charge him with homicide, I guess technically that's correct. But
I think there's an opening here. The Socialist Democrats should propose some legislation to ban insects from New York State.
No more insects.
There's
Getting rid of them.
We'll get rid of them the minute we get into office.
Eddie says nowadays, politician equals unsavory character. All right. Thank you, Mike. Now, I got to say, last night I spoke with a gentleman, Vic Christopher. Is from Troy, New York. He is 50. He's 50 years old.
A kid.
And he is dating a 24-year-old. The TV show is called Age Inappropriate, and it's on the WE network. And that's not the biggest age gap. There are a couple that are even larger, and it's 5 or 6 characters who are quite interesting. Either the male is way older or the female is way older. And in his case, he's the older one. He owns a restaurant and a pizzeria in Troy. She, I believe, is from Utica. We're going to find out today because I spoke with him last night, and he will be on the radio in the 8 o'clock hour this morning and talk about the show, which is currently running and is currently in episode 2. They drop, I think, every Friday new episodes.
Bill, I'm just wondering why you're so interested in this show.
Well, I like it because it makes my age gap with my wife much smaller than what we're at, like 9 years.
Oh.
And yet she's still more mature. I don't know how that works out. But
and smarter.
And smarter. I don't know how that works out. Anyway, Dr. Hall is on this morning. Lots to talk about with the measles. The number of opt-out in vaccines in schools is larger today than it's ever been. And you don't have to wonder why. Hobica's free money question of the day, Davey, this morning is worth... What are you going with here, Davey?
$200.
Didn't we do that yesterday? Oh, he's now shaking his hands at me and shut the mic off. All right, we're doing another 200 today. $200 today. We'll do it about 7:35. New construction stuff, announcements on upgrades to North Genesee Street. I love it when of all guests that you would think would be like you get a couple minutes and gone. Heather Tehan is in from the state DOT, and I'm going to tell you, we get more calls when she comes in about construction is annoying. Anyway,
don't we redo Genesee Street about every 6 months?
Well,
we just go through this again
biggie.
and again and again?
This is a biggie because what they've done over there now is because of a bridge replacement, I believe, and it's temporary. And then the next step is going to be, I think what's going to happen is they're going to connect. When you get off the thruway, you can just keep driving, and it'll connect with 49. It'll connect with 12, 8, and those roads. As opposed to what you have to do now, you have to loop all the way around past the shopping center and go around. Right. I think that will be avoided.
I believe this is the North Genesee Street Bridge that they're going to be working on.
Correct, yeah. The
one going into
But I'm saying eventually that is going to be dug up all over again because they're redoing that whole section. Let me bring in Jonathan Savage from Fox News Radio. Every day we're looking at where are we on the Iran war. Is there a ceasefire? I know yesterday the MOU came to, I believe it was the final day. Jonathan Savage, where are we? This gets confusing. Where do we stand?
Deadlock, very possibly, is a way to describe it. That 60-day deadline has expired. When the Memorandum of Understanding was announced and agreed in June, it was meant to stop the fighting, meant to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, and give the two sides 60 days to negotiate a permanent settlement, including restrictions on Iran's nuclear program, and they could have extended it if they thought things were going well. Well, President Trump says that he's not going to extend it. He clearly is not happy with the way things have gone, but that has been clear for a very long time because he notified Congress back on July 7th that hostilities had resumed because within weeks the Iran and the U.S. were accusing each other of violating the Memorandum of Understanding.
And right now Iran seems to be setting their own deadlines.
Yeah, Iran is threatening escalation. They said yesterday that they could adopt a fully offensive military posture if diplomacy fails. They have threatened attacks on the American Navy, which is blockading their ports. So we now have the possibility that the United States continues its pressure. Iran escalates with attacks on shipping. The United States, of course, would retaliate, and then we have the possibility of a return to the wider war.
It's turned into a war of behind the scenes jabs and trying to embarrass the other side. Iran clearly has a group of young AI social media experts who are just trolling the president of the United States right now, a game that he's the one who's been the master of that game for so long, but they're trolling him pretty hard.
There's always a social media game now. We've seen that with Russia and Ukraine, and we're seeing that with Iran and the US with the sort of memes they try to spread in order to, I suppose, like you say, embarrass the other side and change the conversation surrounding who's winning, who's losing, who's under pressure, who's putting pressure on. Because pressure is what is being exerted on each side now. President Trump's trying to put economic and diplomatic pressure on Iran with the blockade, and Iran is trying to put economic and diplomatic pressure on the entire world with their closure of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah. Mark Podler.
You know, maybe this isn't any revelation, but it seems to me Iran is just trying to run out the clock, thinking that if they can get this closer to these midterm elections, it may influence the elections in the United States, and in a real sense, they could cause some real chaos for us.
Yeah, President Trump said yesterday that the midterms are not in his thinking, but I think Iran
It's got to be.
It's got to
be. Yeah.
And Iran believes that the U.S. has more to lose than it does if this goes longer and longer. I mean, oil's now, $90 a barrel and rising. So it's hurting American consumers. The Americans the Iranians are saying, put us under blockade, but we will keep the world's oil markets under pressure if you do.
Isn't it ironic that in 1980 it was Iran that detested President Jimmy Carter of all presidents and really controlled when those hostages would be released? It was on Inauguration Day, if you remember, when Ronald Reagan was inaugurated.
Right.
So they are no strangers to playing games with U.S. politics. So interesting. Okay, as always, Jonathan, we appreciate your update. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I got to tell you how valuable it is to be able to get him every morning with an update on what's going on over there.
He sounds very knowledgeable.
A lot of people are. I mean, I think we're all extremely. How are you not interested in what's going on with this Iran war? Whether it be how much you're paying for everything, how much you're paying for gas, or think of the people out there who have military family members who could be there now or potentially could be on the way there. Some think without a ground invasion, this thing doesn't end. And boy, that would affect everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick break, Davey, and come right back. I got a bunch of crazy stories.
Really?
I do. And some comments, crazy comments, here on a Tuesday morning at WIBX.
At Wheelock Disposal Service, we're not just in the garbage business. We're in the people business.
Hi, I've been a Wheelock Disposal customer for over 10 years, and that says a lot. I wouldn't trust anyone else. They're always on time and polite when picking up my weekly trash and recycling. And whenever I need a dumpster or a special pickup, the office staff makes it quick and easy. I couldn't be happier with Wheelock Disposal.
As a family-owned company serving Herkimer and Oneida counties, we take pride in keeping our neighborhoods clean, safe, and welcoming. Whether you're cleaning out the garage, renovating your home, or tackling a big project, our team is ready with the right dumpster, a helping hand, and a smile. We even pick up the stray trash others leave behind. We wave to your kids. We honk the horn. Why? Because we're your neighbors. Call 315-822-3427 or visit WheelockDisposal.com to join the Wheelock family today. Wheelock Disposal Service. We love garbage, and we love our community even more.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation. It's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. Get up to $200 back through August 31st when purchasing 4 select Continental tires on a Continental Tire credit card. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure. Because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC Chem Dry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC Chem Dry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
Friday, August 21st, get ready for a night of great music for an even greater cause. Jefferson Starship is bringing the Runaway Again Tour 2026 to Vernon Downs Casino Hotel. Sing along while helping make a real difference because 100% of the proceeds benefit the Food Bank of Central New York. Tickets are just $20. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com or grab them fee-free at the Vernon Downs Players Club. Don't miss your chance to rock out and give back with Jefferson Starship, August 21st, live at Vernon Downs Casino Hotel.
Patchy fog in some spots this morning, so heads up if you are traveling out and about and moving eastbound, especially. It's like we've got visibilities at about a couple of miles, so it's not terrible. We'll go through the day and continue to see developing sunshine. Should be a beauty, a few clouds. 80 tonight, fog's back late, upper 50s. And around that's obviously a little bit cooler. Late day showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, high 80s. Sunshine back, even cooler Thursday, upper 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Davey, ask your, what's your question? You have a question there. What's your question, Davey?
I asked, did the Mets win last night? And
They did. They've won their 10th out of 14, 10 of 14 now.
Didn't one of their outfielders have a double play or something?
No, you got it all screwed up. Sorry. 4, I believe it was 4 San Diego runners were thrown out at home plate. And each was a rookie. The Mets threw him out at the plate. It was unbelievable, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like it ever before. They prevented four runs from coming in.
It was Carson Benj.
Benj had 2.
Yeah,
he had 2 in the same inning.
And AJ Ewing.
Ewing had a great throw in from left field. And wow, it was. I mean, and they won the game 4-2, so that changes the whole game.
Bad scouting report.
By the way, the wild card number comes down. The Mets are now 10 back moving slowly, but with opportunities to gain with playing San Diego. They got to sweep San Diego.
And of course
probably won't happen, but they got to sweep them.
And of course, the Yankees made news last night too. Carlos Rodon is coming off the DL to start today against the Orioles, and they're putting Max Fried on the 15-day out, retroactive to Friday, because there's some type of bruise strain in his elbow.
Okay, all right.
And people are saying that it doesn't look good, that he might not come back.
All right.
So there's a hit for the Yankees.
Okay, Yankees trying to score runs.
Right.
Mark Butler, you I'm sure saw the Buffalo Bills in preseason on Saturday.
I did.
I was only really interested in the first quarter because that's when Josh Allen was playing, and he played a little into the second quarter as well.
Right. I missed the first half. I was busy working around the house, but I did watch most of the second half. That looked positive. Some of those second stringers and third stringers.
Allen, the second string quarterback.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good.
The third and fourth string looked pretty good.
I think so too.
I'm optimistic this year, but I don't understand why everybody's all over their stadium. I mean, give it a chance.
Well, the New York Post has found that this is their way to go after Hochul. And they're finding every single person they can find that wants to criticize. Well, it is what it is. But you're not going to change anything, are you?
So it might be a chance for me to get quoted in the New York Post.
It might be. This is
I'll give them a call afterwards.
Your big opportunity.
Yeah.
You were talking about the defense.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of new names and faces I didn't recognize, but of course, again, I didn't see the first half. But they're talking about it's really an experiment. They got some new people, a new way of structuring the defense. So that's going to be it. And as we were discussing, I heard one analyst say, like, in a lot of these playoff games they lost, they scored over 30 points, which in a typical game should be enough to win. But the defense let them down. So
completely. I mean, think about the games.
They're looking in the right direction, I think.
Davey, I'll bring you in on this too. Think about the number of games the Bills had to score over 30 points.
30, right.
I mean...
And it was Josh Allen by himself.
Trying to, and then the defense would allow the opponent to go right down, march right down.
Yeah.
Think of the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Bills get ahead, and the defense, all it needs to do with 1 minute left is make a stop. And think about how many opportunities to a Super Bowl we would have had if the defense would have been stronger.
Yeah.
I think this was all defense. This has been the biggest problem the Bills have had is defense.
And
I agree.
And sorry to interrupt you, Mayor. And I think that's one of the stabs against McDermott not being back with the defense.
Yep. And he was a defensive guy.
Right.
I hate to say it, but I'm out of time. We'll do stuff on the other side. Dr. Hall coming up at WIBX.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
The polls are just opening in much of Florida. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where it's primary day and more progressives are trying to unseat more House Democrats.
Republican-led redistricting has changed congressional maps in Florida. So in the state's redrawn 20th congressional district, self-described Democratic socialist Elijah Manley is challenging longtime Democrat Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Manley spoke on Fox saying that ICE needs to change.
I'm not a supporter of open borders, but I'm also not a supporter of having an agency kidnapping Americans off the street like ICE has.
In the 25th congressional district, DSA-backed candidate Oliver Larkin is challenging Democratic Representative Jared Moskowitz.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. It's also primary day in Wyoming and Alaska, where President Trump's urging voters to be careful, accusing Democrats of trying to trick people. Fox's Matt Finn explains.
Dan J. Sullivan is a retired teacher who's challenging sitting Republican Senator Dan S. Sullivan. The Alaska Democratic Party and the Mary Patola campaign have denied any involvement in the alleged scheme. Dan J. Sullivan says he's a pragmatic Republican and denies his campaign is a sham.
Peltola is a former Democratic congresswoman trying to unseat Senator Sullivan. The top four candidates in today's primary advanced in November when Alaska uses a ranked choice voting system. Another ship hit with a projectile in the Strait of Hormuz as Iran's top negotiator again insists the waterway will remain closed until the U.S. meets their conditions. President Trump insists that America controls the strait.
But they're not going to make the kind of a deal that I feel is necessary. Look, we're in there for one reason,
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Opening statements are today in Oakland, California, under the social media trial. 29 states have sued Meta, accusing the company with Facebook and Instagram of making addictive platforms harming teenagers. Meta calls this allegation unsubstantiated. America's listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have helped American heroes ever since. Heroes like United States Navy Chief Shannon Kent. Kent was killed in a suicide bombing, leaving behind her husband, Joseph, their 2 kids. Tunnel to Towers honored her sacrifice and paid off the family mortgage, giving them security forever. Donate $11 a month. Maybe you have a car to donate, land to donate. Please go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Luigi Mangioni's already admitted in federal court he's a killer, that he shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel in 2024 in a guilty plea that could put him in prison for life. Now the state murder case against him is up in the air.
Mangioni's state case in New York will not get underway September 8th as previously scheduled. State Justice Gregory Caro is being urged by Mangioni's defense team to dismiss murder and weapons counts. It comes after last week's federal proceeding where Mangioni pleaded guilty to stalking charges. The defense argues the state trial would amount to being tried twice for the same crime, or double jeopardy, which is prohibited. The Manhattan DA and Mangioni's defense will submit motions in October. Mangioni's next court appearance, December 10th. In New York, Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Testimony resumes today in Las Vegas in the Tupac Shakur murder case. Nearly 30 years after the rapper was killed, Dwayne Davis is on trial.
Prosecutors say Davis orchestrated Shakur's death in retaliation after his nephew was beaten by Shakur and his entourage at a hotel earlier in the evening, the night of September 7th, 1996. Prosecutors say he detailed his role in the killing of Shakur in a memoir.
Fox's Christina Coleman. Davis's attorney told the jury that was an embellishment in the memoir, not an admission, claiming Davis used a ghostwriter. On Wall Street, more selling is brewing for the NASDAQ. Futures are down big. Dow futures, though, up slightly. In baseball, Shohei Ohtani had 2 home runs, powering the LA Dodgers past Colorado 11-5. But in Chicago, this home run was even bigger.
High fly ball. That's to right. That's back. That is gone. Ball game.
Pete Crow Armstrong's walk-off homer won the game for the Cubs in the bottom of the 10th inning, beating the crosstown rival White Sox on Marquee Sports. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Well, good morning. Let me give you the latest here. In for Jeff Manaski here this morning, and I will do my best to deal with it all. ICE's memorandum of agreement with the Madison County Sheriff's Office is now canceled. Legislation in May passed a statute prohibiting law enforcement agencies from handling civil immigration enforcement. The deadline to comply was last Friday. A woman in Utica was arrested after a stun gun incident in Clay, according to police. The United County Sheriff's Office reported that just after midnight back on August 11th, patrol deputies responded to a dispute on Church Road in the village of Clayville. Deputies learned that 33-year-old Shauna Wilcox had left the scene before they arrived. They later found that Wilcox, according to reports, struck the resident and used an electronic stun gun during the fight. On Monday, police say Wilcox turned herself in to the sheriff's office. She was charged with criminal possession of a weapon, menacing, and harassment. North Brookfield man arrested after reported burglary in the village of Oriskany Falls. Again, according to the Indiana County Sheriff's Office and Sheriff Rob Mashel, on August 16th, deputies responded to a complaint that somebody entered a private residence in the morning and removed items from a home. Deputies found 19-year-old Joseph Walker a short distance from the home and recovered the stolen items. While investigating, deputies discovered Walker had a controlled substance, they say. Walker charged with burglary, with criminal possession of a controlled substance, and petty larceny. He was booked and taken to the Oneida County Correctional Facility. A man is facing felony narcotic-related charges in Ithaca. Police Sergeant Jacob Allard says suspect Michael Grubb was found with over 40 grams of narcotics last weekend. Police chased him on foot before arresting him, and that's that. And then I have to say, fall practice is underway for high school football. High school football teams around the area are allowed now in Section 3 to practice. And Davey, it looks like another big year coming in high school football.
Yeah, my nephew started practicing yesterday for RFA, and I saw a couple other teams out and about when I was out yesterday. Looking forward to it. Hopefully somebody brings home the local teams can win sectional championships, and maybe I'll go all the way to the Dome and win that state championship.
That would be pretty wild, right?
Sure would.
Yes, it would. You want to add to that, Mark Butler?
Yeah, I used to hate that fall conditioning for the football team. It was hard for me to find a shady spot to watch them over on the sidelines in our stadium.
And that was back when you were a player back in the old days.
Yeah.
New York City Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez could be gearing up to run for
President
of the United States. Yes. The 2028 election. Recent reports say AOC, a Democrat, and Marco Rubio, a Republican, are taking an influencer-like approach to connect with audiences. AOC even videoed herself taking shots in preparation to freeze her eggs and allowed her breakup with her fiance to take center stage, to try to connect with the potential voters. Meanwhile, Pete Hegseth is traveling on his own funding to Ohio. He is believed to be possibly considering a run for President of the United States. How bad is this lineup going to be? I guess you can wonder.
I don't know if I think the Republicans got a couple formidable candidates there. The vice president and Marco Rubio. I think they're a couple.
I agree, but it's going to be a large field on both sides.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of crazy. But again, that's just a prediction. A lot of crazy on both sides.
Yes.
Let me give you the weather forecast with meteorologist Ray Stage.
That's a safe prediction.
Yeah.
Patchy fog in some spots this morning, so heads up if you are traveling out and about and moving eastbound, especially. It's like we've got visibilities at about a couple of miles, so it's not terrible. We'll go through the day and continue to see developing sunshine. Should be a beauty, a few clouds. 80 tonight, fog's back late, upper 50s. And around that's obviously a little bit cooler. Late day showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, high 80s. Sunshine back, even cooler Thursday, upper 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we are looking at... I used to have it here on my phone, but apparently I don't anymore. Currently... I don't normally do this job. What would you say it is, about 67? It's a bit muggy out there right now. A little on the muggy side. And, Davey, I don't know where I'm going with sports. I've got, I guess I could do a little bit. Let's give it a shot. I do want to start with something we talked about yesterday, and that is that former Major League pitcher and somebody who had a very big local influence with the Little Falls Diamond Dogs.
Right.
Tommy John has died at the age of 83. Of course, he became, his name became synonymous with the groundbreaking elbow surgery back in, what year was it? It was going to be Stefan's free money question today. 1974. And the surgery then became Tommy John surgery. And I got to tell you, I don't know what's going on and maybe it's travel ball. Kids are pitching curve balls in Little League. I don't know what it is, but it seems like more and more rookie pitchers have to deal with Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Or some sort of surgery on their arm. Tommy John pitched for 6 teams, including the New York Yankees and, of course, the Dodgers. He also contributed heavily to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs organization for attending games. He worked with coaches. He worked with players. I was there on a panel at one point when he was speaking to everybody. a big loss for Little Falls with the passing of Tommy John.
I got to play a round of golf with him when he was in the Valley.
I guess he's a really good golfer.
Yeah. He beat me.
The Mets outlasted the San Diego Padres 2-1 in their series opener at Citi Field. Nolan McLean was credited with the win after striking out 3 batters over 6 innings. But the big story there was throwing out 4 different runners coming home to the plate, preventing the San Diego Padres from scoring. And each of those putouts, came from what is going on over there? Came from rookies. And the Yankees continue their 6-game road trip tonight. New York is visiting the Orioles for a 3-game series. In Baltimore, the Bronx Bombers hope to build off their victory by snapping a 3-game skid. And I guess that's all I really have. Oh, the Red Sox, for Tim Reed. The Red Sox blew out the Arizona Diamondbacks 11-1 to open their series at Fenway Park. And that's sports. Coming up, let's talk to Dr. Hall. A lot of questions. The measles story back in the news. And Mark Butler has a really interesting question for the doc. Coming right up. Hold tight at WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
The Labor Day sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $2,000 on upstate New York's largest selection of mattresses. Will beat any locally advertised price on brands we carry. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Do not trust what any CEO ever tells you. Do not trust US Mobile just because I'm telling you. My name is Ahmed Khatak and I'm the founder of US Mobile. US Mobile invented this technology that lets you share data across any of the 3 networks in America. There's more coverage than any single carrier in America because we give you all 3 of them and let you switch between them anytime. Our cheapest plans start as low as $5. They go up to $44, but that $44 plan gives you unlimited priority data in America and keeps you connected in more than 160 countries abroad. US Mobile offers a 30-day free trial. US Mobile has no contracts. We don't lock you down. And over 1 million customers seem to like it. We're a top-rated carrier by Consumer Reports. US Mobile is Wirecutter's top cell phone plan. All I'm asking for anyone who's listening to this is just Google US Mobile. Just go to US Mobile subreddit. Just search for US Mobile and make a decision for yourself. If you're ready, visit usmobile.com.
Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services. Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Coming up, Micah's free money question of the day. Got a good one today. And it's worth, Mark Butler, $200.
Yeah, but you said I'm not qualified.
You're not qualified. How about the story? Where was this? I guess it was in Arkansas. Unbelievable story. And I'm looking at pictures here, and it's crazy. We talk about the woman who's now been charged with homicide after some sort of an insect got into her car.
Right.
Was crawling on her. She panicked, lost control of her vehicle, and it ended up colliding into a motorcycle and killing the driver and the passenger on the motorcycle. Terrible, but should she be charged with homicide in that? Or was it just a terrible accident? caused by, it's not like, well, you were distracted driving, you were drinking, or you were on your cell phone or whatever. So that story is bothering me today. Anyway, it reminds me of this story from over the weekend. A high school football player in Arkansas noticed something unusual about his helmet and brought it to coaches, who discovered a venomous snake hiding under the padding.
Oh, my.
And these helmets today are not like the helmets that you and I used to utilize in high school football.
Leather.
These are leather. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I thought you didn't even use a helmet. Your football was made of rock. Anyway, it's all this extensive padding inside the helmet. And the snake had gotten inside, down below, and there's just a couple of spots where you could see a snake. And the kid said that with the helmet on, he was noticing something was moving in his helmet. Now, the miraculous thing of this story is the kid was never bitten. And it turns out it was the second most venomous snake in Arkansas. Hold on. It was the coach that discovered it. It was a venomous cottonmouth snake.
Wow.
And it was quite large. But it had made its way into the helmet. And they say they called animal control. They came in and actually took care of it. From now on, though, they say all kids will be required to check their helmets. I would say maybe store them in a
snake-proof locker.
Snake-proof locker. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. I have a pair of shoes that I wear for when I'm doing outdoor work, and I store them in the garage. I always kind of dump them out because you never know. Now, I'm not worried about a snake necessarily, but a mouse could get in, a spider or something like that. I mean, you should check it, right? Let me bring in Dr. Kent Hall. You got to check these things before you get bitten by a spider or a mouse or something like that.
Yeah, it's always good to have situational awareness and know the environment that you're in. Although I got to tell you, I don't think I ever would have thought of checking for a snake in a football helmet.
I know. It's unbelievable. When you look at these pictures, and you can find them online, it's nuts. Okay, let's start with the is it any surprise that all of a sudden the reports are the number of kids opting out of vaccines in schools across America is at the highest number it's been ever, certainly in modern times?
No, I would say that this was certainly a very foreseeable event, considering the mixed messaging that's been, coming out of political figures. So that is very, as a healthcare provider and somebody who's very interested in public health, that's just.
Well, and I find it interesting because the president had said, well, the people can make their own decision. It's not, no one is saying, and now, by the way, in New York, there are no changes. New York law requires, and actually the Supreme Court several years ago ruled that it is up to states and not the federal government. New York's rules are the same. Nothing will change with vaccines in New York schools, and it's pretty hard to get out of it, but you can always homeschool. That's one option of being able to get out of the vaccines. But when the president says no one is saying you can't get vaccinations, they're saying that you can opt out, and there may be a problem. It might cause this, even though we might not have proof. To think that doesn't have an effect on certain parents saying, well, then I'm not going to do it, is ridiculous. I mean, just think about if somebody were to come out, the president were to come out tomorrow and say, we don't have the evidence yet, but it's possible Tylenol could cause problems in pregnant women. Guess what happens? Tylenol stock plummets because the sales plummet. Just one statement, not saying it's absolute, but just saying it could be. Doc, these are the comments that have been made, and this is the result. And you're right; it shouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to convey to everybody that I talk to, which is that it's not, if you rely on science as we currently know it, and the science around vaccine safety is rock solid. But if everybody who gets in front of a microphone and speaks to the public so that the public can hear them and speaks about, what the science says, and the science says that things are safe or not safe if they're not safe, or that you should do this because the science says that doing this actually promotes better health for yourself and for the community, then that would be fine. But these statements of, well, we don't know and we're not sure, which is not entirely accurate, first of all, and second of all, it just adds so much uncertainty, because now you've got somebody who's got a huge bully pulpit, and is saying, well, we're not sure. That feeds doubt into people, and no matter how many people who will base their comments on the science come back and say, no, the science says it. Says, well, the science can be wrong because, and so that's really where the problem lies, and where, the last 2 years have been longer than that, but certainly the last 2 years have really amplified it. It has been so much more, it has bred so much more uncertainty within the community, and so people are like, well, where do I go to get my information now? Well, I will tell you where you should go. You should go to your healthcare provider who knows you, who knows your health, who knows your past medical history, and who can say, no, for you, this is safe. For your child, this is safe. You should do this.
And to be fair, I believe that RFK Jr. did say, talk to your doctor. But there are some who are, I don't know. All I know is we're looking at a higher number of cases of things like the measles than we've seen in decades. Mark Butler has a question that's a little different.
Yes, good morning, Doctor. Mark Butler. Listen, I'm a member of the Little Falls Hospital Board, and we were briefed by our medical staff about this new law, the assisted suicide law. I haven't seen much publicity on that, and I think it's a little confusing. Our staff told us that you can opt in or out of it if you're a hospital, but if you opt out, you have to make arrangements to allow it to occur in another hospital. Do you have any thoughts on how this is being handled? I mean, this is quite a thing that's happened in the medical field, I think. You can, 6 months beforehand, you can get a pill and take it yourself, and you're gone.
Doc.
Yeah, so it is new, and it is still being, the full extent of it is still being understood, but you're right. It has not been discussed much in the, really, at all.
But didn't it go into effect on August 5th?
It did go into effect, yes, and there are some things about it. There has to be 2 physician approval. There has to be a mental health evaluation to make sure the person isn't suffering from severe mental health issues. There must be an oral request for it and a formal written request. So there's a process that you need to go through.
That's what I understand.
Includes witnesses, and then there's a waiting period. No doctor, pharmacist, or healthcare provider is forced to participate, so the individual physician can opt out. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of out of the hospital medicine aspect now, so I can't speak to what the hospital requirements are. I can speak to what the individual physician requirements are.
Well, I just think it's a far-reaching regulation or legislation, and there hasn't been really a clear explanation of how this is going to be implemented and how it's going to work. I mean, you're right. There are all these tests that you have to pass, and a psychological evaluation. You have to prove that you're mentally competent, and yada yada yada. But I haven't seen any much publicity on it.
No, and you're absolutely right, and there's an upside and a downside to that, I guess. If you want the downside is that you need to educate the public whenever there's a new law that affects whenever there's a new law, whenever there is a law specifically that affects, the health of individuals or the health care of the public, then I think it's important that the New York State Department of Health is really out front and saying, hey, this is what this is about, and they have public service announcements and things, and that has not happened. So I would say that's something that should probably be rectified as quickly as possible.
I agree.
The upside is that rolling it out rolling out information, and maybe they're planning on rolling out the information, but they want to make sure that they get it in the right forms and to the right people. Because if you do things too quickly, it can actually cause more confusion, and that can lead to more problems. I'm not in the New York State Department of Health, offices. I don't know what conversations are going on there, but it would be good if there would be some good clarifying statements and some good educational material on what this new law means and what people should do, should they be interested in this. Again, I think that the most important thing is that they should go to somebody who they trust, i.e. their healthcare provider, who should be able to speak to that. And I don't know of any anything that's been going on from the Department of Health to the healthcare community saying, hey, look, these are what is going on, other than routine. Well, there's a new law out there.
It was a couple of weeks ago, but our medical staff said they were very confused and how do we implement this? And you're right. I think there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
And maybe this is not the popular opinion, but I just don't understand why we as a government, as a society, are so concerned with what someone else does with their bodies or with their health. I don't understand that. If somebody wants to do this, we're going to pass a law. Well, there is a law that says they cannot do it when they can do it. And it's done every day, sadly. But they're doing it for a reason, in this case, where they don't want to suffer. Sometimes the beauty of medicine is it keeps you alive. Sometimes the curse of medicine is it keeps you alive. So I just don't know whether it be abortion or assisted suicide why are we so concerned with what happens in the house next door?
Well, I would just say if you want to turn out the light, so to speak, I think it's better that it happens with some medical supervision rather than
this is better than
get a pill and get a hotel room and off yourself.
You think can go
it's
to
a better process.
You can go to other countries. There are other countries in Europe you can go, and they actually have planned trips where people from America get on the plane, they fly there. It's all done with beauty and soft music, and you spend your final day, and then
sayonara.
Yeah. Doc, I'll give you the final thought on this.
Yeah, so I guess I would say a couple things. Number one is that there are laws against taking somebody's life, and if you're going to allow that in certain circumstances, then you need a law that countermands the prior law. So that is probably why that's why this.
I understand. Yes.
The other thing that I would say is that we do, for whatever reason, we as a culture really profess individual freedoms and individual responsibilities and stuff on the one hand, and on the other hand we tend to get involved with people's personal lives in ways that don't fully there's a real juxtaposition to that just doesn't make sense. I think that it is important that as we in medicine are doing better, to your point of keeping people alive longer, we have to look at quality of life too, and what are we doing for what people want from a quality standpoint.
I want to give you one more question on this whole thing. Donna says, wonder how that works with people who suffer in pain but can't choose themselves because of dementia or Alzheimer's. Well, I think I'll speak and you tell me I'm wrong. I don't think they could participate in this because you need a mental evaluation to make sure you're of sound mind and whatever that phrase is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sound-minded body. Yeah, that's true. So, that is a requirement of the law. What I don't know, because I haven't read the law and I haven't seen it anywhere that's been promulgated, is, if somebody has a POLST form, which is a physician order for life-sustaining treatment, are they going to, which, by the way, is a state, in New York State, is a state document. So it comes from the state. Are they going to modify that allows a healthcare proxy to say, yes, this person, this is what this person would want based on my conversations with them in the past when they were competent, and therefore this should be allowed. I haven't seen anything like that, so I don't know, but that would be a way around that for people that suffer from, severe debilitating mental diseases where they just don't have the competency now.
You want to add anything?
No, I think the doctors addressed it very well, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, Doc, we appreciate it as always. Have a great rest of the week.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Please be safe.
You do the same. Yeah. I have somebody messaging in wishing that I would take advantage of the assisted suicide.
Say hello to your wife for me, will you?
Thank you, honey. Bill Morehouse, been gone for a while. You're still around? At the most, on this case with the woman and the insect, at the most, he says that she should be charged with some sort of a negligent driving. Now, this is the insect is on her. She panics, loses control of the vehicle, and it drives into a motorcycle and kills two people. They've charged her with a homicide. Bill asks, and I think this is a fair question, would she be charged with homicide if she swerved to avoid a deer or killed two people and then killed two people on a motorcycle? I don't think she should, right?
I don't.
Yeah,
but I'll bet the family of those two people that got killed
is getting
a number of
yes.
calls from local attorneys that are willing to take their case on.
I agree. Yeah. You're probably right. Then a bunch of other comments. I can't get through all of these because I don't have time to skim through and see what, because otherwise I'm reading something out of context. Like, can't homeschool, my wife and I work. All right, well, that's about the vaccine thing, but that's an option if you chose to not vaccinate your kids. This morning, coming up, we're going to speak with Vic Christopher. He is part of the other half of the age-inappropriate relationship, and I believe he's from Utica. She's from Utica. He's from Troy and owns businesses including restaurant and a pizzeria. It's a TV show, reality TV show, of couples who have gotten together who have a very large age gap. He is 50, she is 24, and Vic and she will be on the radio here this morning at about 8:15. Oh. We've been watching the show on the WE TV network, if you want to check that out.
That's free advertising right there, Bill.
I'm advertising for them. But this is an interesting show. There are like 5 couples with some pretty big gaps, and they all have interesting storylines. Okay, Davey, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. It today is worth $200. And you this morning are in a very busy bee, no connection to the news story, busy bee mode. What number caller are you looking for?
6.
6 caller. It's worth $200. It's from the Hobica Law Firm, and we're doing it next. All you have to do is call in to be caller number 6. Here's your phone number, 315-736-0186, right now at WIBX.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season has come down to this. The Big 3 Championship is coming to Charlotte. Who will be crowned the Big 3 Season 9 champion? Plus the Big 3 All-Star Game. The biggest names in the game, all on one court, one more time. 2 games of the most physical, competitive, and non-stop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET.
Yay, yay! Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
And now, Babbel proudly presents The Cat Chat.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Yes, hi. I'm staying in room 22, and I was wondering if there was anyone I could chat with about my sheets. They seem to be making me just really itchy.
Pardon, vous avez dit un chat?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just want to chat with maybe like the cleaning service, see which detergent they use. Just a chat.
Chat.
Please, I'm so itchy.
Un instant, s'il vous plaît. Mathis, j'ai un client qui demande un chat.
Oh. My goodness, I thank you. It's just a chat, really just a...
Voilà.
What?
Sir, you requested a cat to scratch you.
Traveling mistakes can really be absurd. Learn to speak like the locals with Babbel, and no one will mistake your chat for a cat.
Sir, please. Your cat.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to get up to 50% off. Babbel.com.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
Clearing out your home or commercial building, John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation will handle it for you. We handle residential or any size commercial property, before and after estate sale cleanouts, or any junk removal service. John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation is a 5-star rated and background checked business, providing service you can count on, and we're fully insured in the industry. Call John's Cleanouts and Property Preservation today and take the stress out of your mess.
Summer has a way of flying by, doesn't it? 1 minute you're planning vacations, the next you're trying to squeeze in one last trip to Sylvan Beach before backpacks replace beach bags. Around here, your vehicle is more than just a way to get around. It's how you make memories. It's the ride to the New York State Fair, the back-to-school shopping run, and before long, those weekends filled with apple picking at North Star Orchards and Utica Comets hockey games. No matter where the season takes you, you deserve the confidence that comes from knowing your vehicle is ready for the miles ahead. Right now at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, purchase any 4 Bridgestone tires and receive a $150 rebate. There's no better time to replace worn tires and be ready for everything fall has in store. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair has been driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Yorkville, Utica, Rome, or Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories. Season after season.
Patchy fog in some spots this morning, so heads up if you are traveling out and about and moving eastbound especially. It's like we've got visibilities at about a couple of miles, so it's not terrible. We'll go through the day and continue to see developing sunshine. Should be a beauty, a few clouds. 80 tonight, fog's back late, upper 50s. And around that's obviously a little bit cooler. Late day showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, high 80s. Sunshine back, even cooler Thursday, upper 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
At the very least, where we're at in Marcy along the river, a little on the foggy side with some clouds, but a decent day on the way. Currently, we are at 67 degrees. Mark Bodler.
That's a nice temperature.
Actually, the rest of the summer looking like upper 70s, low 80s. Not bad at all.
Much better.
Bill Morehouse, Bill is out there today. He's been away. I just want to say I have not given up on the Mets' chances. It's still mathematically possible that they could make the playoffs with a wild card spot. Are you laughing at me?
No, I just thought of something funny. That's all.
You piece of garbage. Anyway, Bill, listen. Everybody thought they were going to do it last year. Everybody thought they were going to do it this year until they became horrible. Think about it. What was it? 16 games in a row we lost. Whatever it was, horrible. And they're playing well. Actually, which team has the best record in baseball since the
All-Star break?
Since the trade deadline?
Oh. Let me guess.
You
the
know
Mets?
the answer.
Yeah.
Of course. It's got to be the Mets. All right, let me bring in John. Oh, and by the way, Big Honey apparently is pissed off again. I don't know what happened.
Now what?
Will you guys be covering any local news that's happening in Utica today? Or did everybody stop talking to you? Ha, 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 ha. I think we've covered plenty, but, apparently not to your satisfaction. And don't you get bored with the fighting on the Common Council? I mean, how much can we talk about that?
I know.
Please. John in Utica, I mean, how much can we talk about it?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, John?
Just wonderful. You?
Well, doing well. I always hate when there's change. This is nothing against Mark Butler, but, Manaski's out today. Hate that because everything's not the same. If Manaski was here and Butler was here, I'd be happy as a lark. But I'm happy you're here, though.
So I have to do the role of two people here, and it's not
You
easy.
do. It ain't easy. Okay, are you ready for your question? You know it comes from the Hubaika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hubaika for any of your legal needs. 315-724-1600. Are you ready, John?
Yes, sir.
All right, 7 seconds. I think you can win this one. Make sure this is up. Here we go. Which musical artist holds the record for the most Grammys won by any individual? Ready, go.
Whitney Houston.
Is it? That's a good guess. Is it Whitney Houston? Unfortunately, it is not, but I can tell you, Heather Tehan with the New York State Department of Transportation is smiling. I have this feeling that you know the answer.
I was thinking it was Paul McCartney.
Oh, Paul McCartney. I was wrong.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Davey? Who does the song This World Is on Fire?
Oh, Alicia Keys.
That's not her either. Sorry. It's Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, John, what are you going to do? John, I have no consolation this week for you, but we appreciate it. Good luck out there and try again.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks, John. Such a letdown. All we ask is give us a free burger or something. You got a burger from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? And then, did you hear, John? I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't have a consolation for you.
Dig into your own pocket and buy him a burger. Come on.
Used to be, shut up. It used to be, sometimes the consolation prize is bigger than the regular prize. Sometimes. In studio right now is Heather Tehan. She is the Public Information Officer with the New York State Department of Transportation. And I think we're going to make Big Honey really, really happy because we're going to talk a little bit about Utica.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a lot going on in Utica.
Before we get to that, Heather is here. I'm going to tell you right now, we have less than 16 minutes with her.
Okay.
And if you have a question, any complaint, don't you love it?
That's what I'm here for.
Any of this, our phone number, or you can message us, 315-736-0186, whatever it might be. Or maybe, here's the best thing. What I think you get most of is people who have a suggestion.
We do get a lot of suggestions.
Yeah.
We have a lot of unlicensed traffic engineers that like to give us suggestions.
Can I tell you that intersection, I call it the Zeb's intersection, where the car wash finally opened. And for a mere home equity loan, you can have your car washed every day. That intersection, you improved it tremendously.
Yes.
But it's still, and as I was sitting there one day, waiting to go to see Adam Ellis, my chiropractor, as I was sitting there, I'm thinking, I don't think there's any way you can make this perfect because it's such a complex intersection.
It is a complex intersection, and you're dealing with a footprint that exists.
Yeah.
Unless we were to go change everything,
you have to change the whole thing, and that would be businesses would be ripped up.
Right.
So this was built incorrectly. I would say you wouldn't build an intersection like that today.
Probably not, but we have a lot of that in the Northeast. Like
there
if you
go out to
Arizona, everything's on a perfect grid.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a. But here,
Right.
it's tractor paths and the way things were, and this is where they used to come to the store, and now we've paved it, and now it's historical, and this is what we're facing to work with.
It is exactly what it is, and it reminds me, you've got, Old Clinton Road. But if you keep going far enough, it'll become Old New Hartford Road. Because if you're coming from that direction, you're going towards New Hartford. It's all of how we got to this stuff.
Right.
So
we do the best we can to work with what's there.
Well, I think you've improved it tremendously.
Thank you.
Okay, what is going on in North Genesee Street in Utica?
Oh my goodness! So we had our groundbreaking last Thursday for the Utica Gateway Bridge Replacement Project on North Genesee Street. We will be replacing both bridges on North Genesee Street, the one that carries it over the Mohawk and the one that carries it over the Erie Canal. And in addition to other things in the corridor from Wers Ave to the thruway interchange. So there's going to be a lot going on. Work has started. There's a lot of utility movements that had to be made in advance.
How painful is this going to be?
Traffic will be slowed down.
Okay.
We're not detouring traffic. So people can still get off the thruway. They can still get to the hotels. They can still get to the businesses.
It's going to be delayed, though.
It's going to be delayed.
I have a suggestion. They could go through Newport and then through Schuyler and get into town much easier.
Mayor of Newport, he'd have more people there. I have to tell you, there's a section on, I believe it's the other side of Syracuse. So if you're heading out, like we were last week or earlier in the week, heading out to Canandaigua.
Okay.
So from here, there is a section that is that you out there?
No.
Okay, you might be familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a section where you were able to. They're doing a whole stretch on the westbound lane.
Okay.
They're redoing the whole westbound lanes, both lanes. So at one point you cross over the median, and I guess it was wide enough or you had to widen it, and created for maybe 8 miles. You have 4 lanes all on the left side.
Okay. Yeah.
Traffic didn't slow at all. I mean, you're a little tighter, but the traffic doesn't slow down. That, to me, is so important on the thruway.
Yes.
Because if you went down to one lane, you'd have backup traffic for miles.
Right. And that's what we look at when we do traffic studies and try to figure out, the ADT, it's 27,000 vehicles a day take North Genesee Street on average.
Yeah, wow.
So we couldn't detour all of that traffic, and then it wouldn't do anything. It would be bad for business.
Yeah.
Right? So, excuse me. So
me too.
We're staging it. So what's going to happen? We're in the pre-stage 1 right now. We're doing some preliminary work. There's some stuff that's going to happen before we get into stage 1. Stage 1 traffic will be 2 lanes north, 1 lane south on one side of basically the road.
Okay.
We're going to eliminate, we're going to be reducing, or I'm sorry.
So as you get off the thruway, you'll have 2 lanes there.
Excellent question. It's 2 lanes north. So no, there'll be 1 lane south, 2 lanes north. So as you come off the thruway into what would normally be the southbound lanes.
Right. If I was,
that light.
I should say, if you're going south, if you're going into Utica, you're going to have 1 lane.
1 lane.
If you're going into North Utica,
2 lanes.
You'll have 2 lanes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's stage 1. That'll be like that for months.
That'll make it easier because that merge, people get all confused with the merge there.
So that'll be stage 1. That'll be through the winter. We expect to be in there in the fall. So it's coming right up.
Okay.
And then we'll probably be in there. I can't really say how many months, but we expect maybe 10 months of that. Then we're going to switch to stage 2, where it's going to be 1 lane in each direction on the opposite side. Now on the new bridge, on the new portion. And it's going to be tighter because it's 1 lane in each direction.
Okay.
But it's still plowable. It's still a full lane width. It's still going to be everything that it should be in the lanes. But you won't be able to make left turns either into things. So if you want to go to a business that's on the closed side, you're going to have to go up and around and come back down because there's no bridge there. There's nothing there to work with, So it is going to be a delay. We won't know what the delay is. People have been asking me, was it 10 minutes? Is it 50? It depends on how many cars are taking it, at what time they're taking it, But the best thing about this is that it's going to be consistent for months. So you're going to be able to figure out what you need to do if you take this to go to work, if you take this for whatever. You'll figure it out, and then we're going to switch it on you. We'll make a big announcement about that. And then it'll be consistent for another length of time as well. And then
how
we'll be
long
done.
before it'll be done?
December of 2028 is our expected
so you have a long ways to go.
Consistently
2028. So this is going to be tied up for a long time.
Yes, it is a long time because we're replacing these 2 bridges.
Yeah.
But the trail will remain open. The waterway will remain open with maybe some intermittent minutes of closure
Is that the thruway bridge? Is that the thruway that goes over that?
No.
Or 49?
No. This is so the bridges that we're replacing are before the thruway.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they carry North Jenny, but they go over the Erie Canal. And so there's that link to the Erie Canal there. And so that whole interchange for the Erie Canal Trail will remain open and will not be closed by us.
All right.
So. It is going to be a lot, though.
Yeah, that's still till 2028.
Yes.
So that's going to be a long trip.
It's a big project, $62 million.
And then at what point do we finish that whole thing? Because then you're still not done. Because there's this whole vision project of what that...
the Exit 31 study.
Yeah.
The Pell study.
And this is the area we're talking about, right?
So that would be just north of our project, yes.
Okay, so your project is back.
Our project goes from Wers Ave to the Thruway interchange. So where you come off the Thruway in the southbound lane at Reels Creek Bridge, that's where our project ends. That's where we acquired the Rest Inn because we got to make a new city street going into that. That's the end of our project. So when you get on the Thruway going northbound, that's past our project at this point.
Okay, all right.
So that next Pell study is going to have, the Pell study will have a whole new idea.
And then it's right, the whole new concept. And the hope is that you can get off the exit and keep going straight on 49.
I believe that's one of the things they're looking at.
That's the hope.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that would save a lot of time for people. You have any problems in Newport?
This is very confusing for me because we only have 4 streets in Newport, so you couldn't possibly get lost.
Yeah, not going to happen. Any other projects you want people to know about?
So we've begun paving on 365 yesterday. So it's not a full paving reconstruction. It's basically a resurfacing of 365 there between Spring Road and 26. And so we have lane reductions. You won't be able to turn left. We're trying to get this done in 2 weeks. So please bear with us. And we are going to be working on Saturday as well. So, we're not working Sunday, but, we're trying to get it done as fast as possible.
Okay.
And we appreciate the patience of everyone.
You had a study that you were doing last year on the brine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And that is, there were certain areas where you were laying down brine instead of
brine
salt.
Brine only, yes.
How did that go? Have you learned anything from it yet?
So brine is wonderful. Not only are we using much less salt product because you're mixing it and everything.
There's a problem. The salt, and this would really make Butler upset. The salt is getting into the water supply, into the streams and lakes and that sort of thing.
So when you spread the salt, there's a bounce. And then you have to wait for the emulsification to happen. So, it mixes with the water and the moisture in the air, and then it creates the surface. When you're using brine, it's straight. It sticks to the surface. You're good to go. We use it for 10 miles on Route 5 in Herkimer County, up to 51. And you can tell the pavement is even better.
Yeah.
Like it's just a better surface.
You mean it doesn't do damage to the pavement?
Well, and I can't say it doesn't do any damage to the pavement. I can't speak to that. But it would definitely be less from what I see.
Okay.
And then we use it also in Hamilton County because, there's a need up there to keep the water clean. And we do use it on the trucks, though, that are suited for spreading the salt. They have tanks on there for brine as well. It's just not brine only.
Do you
Depends on
feel,
conditions.
will you be using more brine this year because of this?
I believe so.
Okay.
As much as we can. We've even started using it on the sidewalks at our residencies because it keeps you from bringing the salt into the building.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefit to it.
Is the brine cheaper than salt?
So we have to make the brine. So you're making it with. You're not using as much salt as you would if you were just using straight salt. So it's
okay.
Is it just a mixture of salt and water or brine or?
I don't know. I don't know what the actual recipe is, but I've seen it happening in this big tank, and I've seen how they store it and everything, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Okay.
I don't get that involved in it.
It's safe for the water.
But you have to,
something.
But you have to make it.
We have to make it.
Okay. Steve says the worst road is going west after Syracuse on the thruway. You have to drive in the passing lane to avoid all the potholes.
Right.
Is that true?
Well, not potholes, but they've got like side.
It's almost like
a strip like this every
and you're hitting it.
Feet. Ba-boom, ba-boom. It's like driving over a corduroy road.
And that's not necessarily your area.
It's not. Onondaga County isn't mine.
You can punt on that one. Nice.
We have our own little spots, like in Fulton County. There's some issues there near the thruway that we're working on.
Yep. Okay. And as always, slow down in construction areas, and be aware of these people that want to go home at night.
That's right. All our workers just they come in the morning, they want to do a good job, they want to go home. And as someone, I go into the work zones to take photos and videos and stuff, and wear my full hard hat and vest, and sometimes I wonder what people are thinking.
Yeah, I know.
As they fly past us, don't move over. So please move over. If that's any vehicle, please move over. Please slow down when you see us, when you see an attenuator, when you see the cones, anything. There are people in those work zones that just are doing their job to make things safe.
Remember when the gas spill happened over on 12, near the Utica, New Hartford border? And going around that off ramp, the gas truck tipped over and gas spilled down in there. Fire department came in; they had to direct traffic, and people got so angry that they were being delayed. They were spitting. People were spitting on the firefighters, I can't imagine what you guys go through.
So our crew, we still get things that happen, and we just want to spread the word that just. Please be patient. You're going to get to your destination. We're doing the best we can to get you there. Keep everyone safe.
Yeah.
That's part of it. It's keeping everybody safe.
It is funny because Mr. far right over here, Mark Butler said, of course they're doing all this construction because it's election time and Hochul wants to get reelected. The reality, though, is the more construction you do, the angrier people seem to get.
Yes.
They don't look at it like, well, this wait here of 15 minutes, I'm so glad we're moving forward and making the bridges safe. We don't do that.
No, people get upset with construction. They get upset with everything. Every work zone, there's somebody yelling or screaming about what we're doing. But we're really just trying to make everything improved for everyone's safety in all seasons. And this is in New York, we can only do it for so many weeks a year. So
I've always had this vision where if somebody was so rude like that, or did something, that you'd have some sort of recourse, like maybe a gun with rubber bullets, and you just. It's like knock him right in the head.
How about one of those salt guns?
A salt gun right in the eyes. Let's go to pepper spray.
They did when the budget passed. There was legislation that also passed that made it more of a crime to assault a highway worker.
I think that's fair.
Yes,
and we should all agree with that.
The other sneaky thing they've done, they've got these cameras that snap your license and. They tell you how fast you're going, and you get ticketed, and nobody don't cop or anything.
Those are the construction.
In the construction. So if we have live construction going on, we call it the AY system, the automated work zone speed enforcement cameras are in the little white Jeep, but there's lots of signs. There's a sign that warns you says you're gonna be on, and it only triggers if you're speeding.
I think it slows people down.
It does slow people down because by the end of it, when we were doing the joint replacements on the arterial. By the end of that project, we were issuing one a week.
Complete improvement. So, okay, thank you as always. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Out of time, we have news coming up next, top of the hour.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
It's a hoax. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what President Trump is telling voters in Alaska on primary day, warning them not to back an imposter in a Senate race with about a dozen candidates.
Two of them are named Dan Sullivan. Dan J. Sullivan, a retired teacher, and incumbent Republican Senator Dan S. Sullivan, who is seeking a third term. And President Trump is up early this morning, already posting online, Alaska, be careful, vote for the real Dan Sullivan today.
Fox's Alex Hogan. The other Dan Sullivan insists his campaign is not a sham. Among those also trying to unseat Senator Dan Sullivan, former Democratic Congresswoman Mary Peltola. The top four in today's primary advance to November. There are also primaries in Wyoming and Florida, where Democratic Socialists are challenging two more House Democrats. Oliver Larkin hoping to unseat Congressman Jared Moskowitz, making immigration enforcement a big issue.
What it does is it endangers us
We do not need ICE to keep our communities safe.
In California, there's a special election to replace ex-Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell. And the winner will be a Democrat. Aisha Wahab and Melissa Hernandez advanced in a June runoff to the primary to today's runoff. Meanwhile, Fox's Todd Pyro has an update on a Swalwell controversy.
Swalwell admitted to FBI agents that he had, quote, physical relations with suspected Chinese intel operative Christine Fang on a, quote, handful of occasions.
Though the ex-congressman is not facing any charges in that.
All of this unfolding months after Swalwell resigned from Congress and dropped his run for California governor after unrelated allegations of rape and sexual assault.
Still no end in sight to the conflict with Iran, which again this morning insists the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed for shipping the day after President Trump insisted.
We have total control over the strait. Now, they can be a nuisance. They can put a mine in the water, and people don't like having mines hit their billion-dollar ships.
Another ship was hit with another projectile today going through the strait. America's listening to Fox News.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
At least 13 Ukrainians are dead in another Russian bombardment hitting different areas, while Ukraine counterattacks, again launching almost 800 drones deep inside Russia, and they're angry in Moscow over where some of those drones are coming from.
British-made drones have been used by Ukraine in attacks on Russia, and now Russia is warning the UK. London's actions, it says, will inevitably carry consequences for which it will have to answer. The UK's Ministry of Defence says Britain stands shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine and is committed to giving Kyiv what it needs to defend itself. The drones in question have been used against military and industrial targets inside Russia. The attacks on sites including oil refineries and online retailer warehouses are said to have caused almost $50 billion worth of damage. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
We're learning more about Hayden Panettiere's death.
Law enforcement sources tell TMZ that a friend of the 36-year-old actress found her unresponsive in an apartment in Greenville, South Carolina, and called 911. Panettiere was pronounced dead at the apartment. TMZ reports that Narcan was found at the scene. Officials have not confirmed her cause of death yet. She's known for her star roles in Nashville, Heroes, Remember the Titans, and much more. She also detailed the challenges she faced in a memoir, including addiction, domestic abuse.
That's Fox's Christina Coleman. And while potential overdose is being investigated, a drug bust at Penn State. 13 current or former students facing charges.
Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday says the operation involved large quantities of cocaine being brought from New York and Philadelphia, then allegedly cut, packaged, and distributed to students. 2 alleged ringleaders remain at the center of the investigation, including 24-year-old Agostino Abitiello, who's still at large.
That's Fox's Ted Linder. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling before today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Patchy fog in some spots this morning, so heads up if you are traveling out and about and moving eastbound especially. It's like we've got visibilities at about a couple of miles, so it's not terrible. We'll go through the day and continue to see developing sunshine. Should be a beauty, a few clouds. 80. Tonight, fog's back late, upper 50s. And around that's obviously a little bit cooler. Late day showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, high 80s. Sunshine back, even cooler Thursday, upper 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Well, we have a little clouds and a little sun. Sun and clouds mixing in there right now. 67 currently at WIBX. Coming up, we're going to speak with Vic and Caroline. They are, one is from Troy. We believe the other may be from here. We're going to clarify that coming up. and they're on a program called Age Inappropriate, Mark Butler.
On what network was it again?
It's on WE, which I think is part of the AMC family.
All right.
And you can find it, we got it on Amazon Prime. That's where we found it. Episode 2 is just run. I believe they drop new episodes, I think it's Fridays. And it is following in the lives of these couples that have, one knew the Beyonce question we just asked. The other one wasn't sure.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I think it was Sinatra or Aretha Franklin, nonetheless. We'll speak with both of them. I believe they're going to be in the car at the same time. Vic and Caroline are coming up at WIBX.
Hey, this is Lauren, and a little thing I love about the hash brown scrambled burrito is that it's going to add the protein that you need. The eggs with those crispy nuggets. It's the ultimate combo.
Hi, this is Maya, and a little thing I love about the hash brown scrambled burrito is that it's packed with protein. Having Chick-fil-A chicken in a breakfast burrito is just phenomenal to me. You have the chicken, you have the eggs, and then you add these hash browns. It's just complete, honestly.
Order the Chick-fil-A hash brown scrambled burrito and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Labor Day sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Save up to $2,000 on upstate New York's largest selection of mattresses. Will beat any locally advertised price on brands we carry. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. There's still plenty of summer left, so why not get the most out of every sunny day? Load up the family, head to the lake, explore somewhere new, or just enjoy the drive. Because the best summer memories are made 1 mile at a time. At Steep Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. Right now, lease a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive for just $349 a month, or lease a 2026 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for only $389 a month. So don't let summer pass you by. Make the most of every adventure in a brand new Chevy from Steep Ponte. These offers end August 31st, so stop in today. Steep Ponte Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Qualified customers only must qualify for top-tier financing with GM Financial. Have a Chevrolet lease in the household and be approved for a GM card. $3,000 cash down plus first payment, tax, and fees. 3-year lease, 10,000 miles per year. See salesperson for complete details. Must take delivery by August 31st.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you're looking for smart, balanced talk to wrap up your day, tune in to The Guy Benson Show. Weeknights at 7, we'll break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and the media with sharp analysis, lively interviews, and a dose of humor. From Capitol Hill to the day's hottest headlines, we bring you the facts and the conversation behind them. If you miss it during the week, catch the weekend edition Sunday afternoon starting at 1. That's The Guy Benson Show, weeknights at 7 and Sundays at 1 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
If you're thinking about a real estate transaction and you're looking for help, the help is on the way with River Hills Properties. Now, they have agents, 2 big teams of agents here in upstate New York and down in sunny Florida. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. If you want a place that maybe you spend some time at, wintertime, or you want to make the move, they can help you. And you're getting a familiar face to help you in an area that you really don't know. And that's the River Hills team. The same white glove service, no lockbox ever. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. And that's the River Hills way. They have offices here in Barneville, Little Falls, and Newport, Mark Butler.
The commercial hub of Herkimer County.
And in the city of Rome. Check them out online or call 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
Hi, Billy Mays here with the brand new Keeler Kill Switch. When that morning show starts yapping about something you can't stand, don't reach for the dial. Just press this big red button and BAM!
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Dude, that's how the hell you get rid of me. You hit the button and I explode. That's like an ejection seat. Right out of the studio. Gone.
You go.
Gone.
Leave me here all by myself.
I'm not going to show you where the button is. All right. So the show is Age Inappropriate is the name of the TV show. It's on the WE Network, and it streams. And I believe they drop new episodes on, I think it's Friday. But I want to play a little piece here. This is an intro to Vic and Caroline. Caroline is 24. Vic is 50. And here's a little something on them.
I keep getting comments about changing your diaper when you're older.
Yeah, I hope you do. People think that we're father-daughter. It shocks me and surprises me because I feel like I look like I'm 29. I forget that there's an age gap.
I think the age gap's pretty obvious.
Part of being in an age gap relationship is you may get hassled at the airport.
Last time, one of the TSA agents asked me how old I was, and I got nervous and blanked. And so I looked at him to tell me, and I think that's what made them separate us and bring us to different rooms.
It's happened probably 3 times.
Yeah, they thought it was sex trafficking.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Way to go, Vic.
Vic is on the line right now, along with Caroline. Vic and Caroline, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Good. How are both of you? First of all, I want to get it out of the way. Caroline, are you from? I mean, there's a part in the series where it's actually this might be a video you guys did before, where it's explained that your parents' favorite pizza is Joe's in Whitesboro.
Right? We ate there last week, actually.
In fact, and we call it, I have to get a couple things out of the way, too. We call it upside down pizza. Tomato pie is completely different. Even what the guy at Oskin Eats told you guys that, our pizza, if it's cold, it's tomato pie. Not true. Tomato pie is completely different from pizza. But Joe's, very much like Oskin Eats, really good pizza.
Utica's got great Italian food in general. If you look at our social media, you see we travel out there to eat. I love the food in Utica. I'm a huge fan of Utica. What a great Italian-American city that you guys have out there. It's unbelievably underrated.
We appreciate that. And Caroline, are you from here? Where are you from originally?
So my mom is originally from Utica, but I'm from Albany.
Oh, okay. So there's the Utica tie. There it is.
Yeah, exactly. We travel there a few times a year for the pizza.
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet?
We met on Bumble. Bumble is a dating app where you set an age range of people that you want to date. And my age range was 21 to 26 or something like that. And Caroline, I don't know. What was your philosophy there, Caroline?
I think mine was 21 to 50. I think I was just bored. I don't know what your philosophy was.
I don't want anyone close to my own age. You kidding me?
There you go.
Yeah. I did. I've seen both episodes, and I've seen some of the clips. And I did kind of enjoy when you said, Vic, I don't see myself. I don't look 50. I look like someone who's much closer to Caroline. And I believe, Caroline, you rolled your eyes and then said, no, you look 50. Or something like that. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I think he looks good and he looks 50.
I don't think I look 50 at all.
Exist at the same time.
No, there's no way.
It's the first argument.
It could be.
We argue every day. Forget about it.
And you guys have been together for quite a while, right?
We've been living together it'll be 4 years in February.
Okay. All right. And talk about a little bit of what you have, because Caroline, don't forget this, the business comes first.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
She's reminded every day. She's mad at me because it was her birthday last week, and she wanted to go away for the weekend. I'm like, this is our busy time. I was working Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I don't have time to hang around on the weekend. We are busy in a restaurant business, as you know. The weekend is our busy time. I can't be messing around. Caroline needs to understand that. She's lucky she's not there working with me.
That surprises me too. Caroline, you have no interest in getting into the restaurant business.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be very good with hospitality. I'm not like the best people person.
Okay.
She's very shy. She's very introverted, very soft-spoken.
All right.
On the show, in the show, she's certainly not soft-spoken, which is surprising.
Yeah. Let's see. I have some people with some questions that I can get to and ask about Caroline's friends in episode 2, where they tell her she needs to leave Vic and she's wasting her time.
Well, look, women make terrible friends, by the way. When men have friends, we give each other advice on how to keep the girl, how to keep the relationship going. When women get together, all they say is break up with them. That's the advice they give each other. Women give each other horrible advice. They're terrible friends to one another.
Caroline, how do you answer that?
I think when they see me upset and they see me asking for the same things all the time, like marriage or a dog or whatever, and it's just not happening, I think they're losing faith in Vic in that moment.
Well, it's none of their damn business, number one. Yeah.
Well, but they care about me. I mean, I've been friends with these girls since like high school, so they want the best for me at the end of the day.
Well, they don't have to live with you all day long, and I care about you as well. The problem with men and women is that men just go along with this whole thing. Women push for the exclusivity, then their marriage, then the kids, and then the divorce. So I'm really not in a rush to get divorced, Bill. You know what I mean? I kind of want to take my time in life here.
I think that makes sense. Divorce is not fun.
I've been there.
Yeah, and you have been there. So that must have been. Actually, your ex must love the fact that you're now on TV with a 24-year-old. I love it.
Well, you know what? Listen, she did pretty good in the deal. She left with close to $1 million, and she hightailed it out of here, and then she never wanted to talk to me ever again. So you know what? For a lot of people in my life, I like the fact that I'm on TV now, and people have to look at me whether they like it or they don't like it.
Whether they like it or not. I love that. And Vic, what do your friends say about the relationship with Caroline? Someone so young.
Accepting of it, right, Vic?
I think in the beginning, at the beginning, people were a little freaked out because she could pass for a teenager, let's face it.
I look quite young. And also,
you do,
I was 21 when we started dating, and so, I didn't really know how to socialize with all these, 50-year-old people, so I think they judged me quite heavily at that time. But everyone's come around now, I think, so. Right?
And when you're with, you guys go out for dinner with a couple that are friends with Vic, and everybody's the same age. And the conversation can be a little, difficult.
It can be intimidating. Sometimes I feel like I can't really keep up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the topics I can't really relate to as much as with people my own age,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's why we drink. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe everyone feels that way.
And then we're talking
the secret to a mature relationship.
To Vic and Caroline, the program is age inappropriate. There are a lot of others. There are some people I really feel bad for that I'm on this show. There are 5 other couples that are with a very large age gap. And Vic, you don't seem to have a problem. So now my wife is 10 years younger than me, and there have been times where we'll sit down and somebody will be like the father, "Oh, you're with your daughter." It's like, what the hell? That kind of bothers me. You aren't bothered by that at all.
No, I'm not bothered by anything. I really don't care what anybody thinks.
I like that.
And I don't really consider it to be an age gap unless it's 2 decades plus.
Okay, that's fair. Well, as my wife says, guys mature much later in life, so it all kind of levels
They're
out.
still waiting for me. Everybody's waiting for me to grow up one of these days, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, good. Tell us about, Vic, your businesses that you have in Troy. I mean, you've come here. Maybe there are people, and in fact, I've talked to people who are planning to make a trip to Troy to go to your restaurant. What do you have? You have like 4 businesses, right?
Well, we have a company. It somehow turned into 6 different businesses, mostly food and beverage concepts. We make great pizza. You know, I love pizza. As you know, I travel to Utica for pizza. I think it's worth the trip to Troy for people to Utica to come check out our pizza at Donna's Italian. And, you know, I got to Troy 20 years ago, and it was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
And I look around now, we have a beautiful farmer's market on Saturday where we could have 10, 15,000 people in the streets of Troy, and it's like a county fair every Saturday. And you know, it's just wonderful to see the city come alive in this way, and I love Utica so much, and I root for Utica all the time. And you guys have such a great infrastructure there, and I just want to see Utica do well. Downtown Troy's doing pretty good. I'm happy to report, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm happy, to have had some good timing and start what I did when I did.
I would imagine people in Troy, they got to be happy with the way. I mean, Troy looks really good on this TV show.
Yeah, well, you know, look, I made a commitment to promote the city of Troy, and I've been trying for years, all sorts of different ways to promote Troy. And this was my best idea yet, was the TV show.
All right.
So hopefully people enjoy Troy because of this.
And then, Caroline, I know you got to get out and go to work, but quickly, anybody here in particular that's in Utica still, family members that are watching the show from afar?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I do still have some family in Utica on my mom's side who are watching the show.
All right. They probably watch from Joe's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
Now, the show drops a new episode. Is it every Friday?
Every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. And I don't know how we got it, but we figured it out. And through Amazon Prime, I think is what we did. So, all right.
Yeah, there's a couple ways you can watch it. Yeah, absolutely. Check out allreality.com if you want to see how you can watch the show.
And I am at some point when you come to Utica, we'd love to have you come on in studio. That would be really cool. And I'm following this. I'm very intrigued. And number one, can't wait to see where this goes. And then I feel like you guys are you have the possibility to, who knows what comes next. And we'll be watching.
That's the fun part about life. You never know what's next in life.
Yeah. Okay, Vic and Caroline, thank you for the time. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Guys, thanks so much.
Bill,
what do you think?
In my mind, I'm picturing you and your wife on this show. 10-year difference.
Is 10 years that much?
And then I think the guys would say, "Get out of that! Get out of that!"
Yeah.
They would tell her.
I was gonna say, I had one friend that was like, "What are you doing? She's way too young." Are you kidding me? I was like, 29, 30.
Well, maybe we can get you on this show.
If you look at her, she reminds me of an actress that you don't see anymore from the 80s, because she has this very young look. Pia Zadora.
Oh, yeah.
If you
remember her, yeah.
That's who I think Caroline looks like, a young, different version of that. But anyway, it's called Age Inappropriate. You can check it out. Quick break, and we'll come back. Utica University, Utica College, is celebrating an anniversary, and they have a big event that's going to be coming up. You could be a part of it. I have details on that around the corner at WIBX.
There's never been a better time to buy the commercial mower that has your back, Ferris. For a limited time, your Ferris dealer, Clinton Tractor, has the best financing offers of the year. Choose the offer that works best for you, 36 or 60 months. There are even options to skip payments when work is slow. It's never been easier to buy a Ferris. So visit Clinton Tractor today on Meadow Street in Clinton. Ferris, experience suspension. All loans subject to credit approval.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
You know, around here, a good vehicle isn't just transportation, it's family time, weekend adventures, and getting where life takes you. Wherever the road leads, you want to know your vehicle is ready for the trip. Get up to $200 back through August 31st when purchasing 4 select Continental tires on a Continental Tire credit card. It's a great time to upgrade your ride before your next adventure. Because when you're headed somewhere important, peace of mind rides along too. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, driving our community since 1980. Trusted for quality, known for service, and helping get you there safely, mile after mile. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, Yorkville, Utica, Rome, and Herkimer, or online at tallmanstire.com. We'll keep the wheels turning so you can keep making memories. On September 5th, Sticks & Stones Firearms in West Winfield hosts its 4th anniversary gun auction with no buyer's premium and no reserve. Discover an incredible lineup of rifles, shotguns, handguns, ammunition, military antiques, knives, swords, scopes, and more. With no games, no gimmicks, and no holding back, you're sure to get a great deal. Be part of one of the biggest gun auctions of the year. Preview day is September 4th. Live auction is September 5th. Sticks & Stones Firearms in West Winfield. Don't miss it.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Patchy fog in some spots this morning, so heads up if you are traveling out and about and moving eastbound especially. It's like we've got visibilities at about a couple of miles, so it's not terrible. We'll go through the day and continue to see developing sunshine. Should be a beauty, a few clouds, 80. Tonight, fog's back late, upper 50s. And around that's obviously a little bit cooler. Late day showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, high 80s. Sunshine back, even cooler Thursday, upper 70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
A little sunshine now, 68 at WIBX.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Portions of the program brought to you by New York Sash. You know, one project around the house that can completely change the way your home looks is the entryway, your entry door. And right now, New York Sash has an amazing picture-perfect door sale going on where you can save $1,000 on a new custom steel or wooden door, but $1,000 on a fiberglass or custom steel door. And here's the great part, 0% interest financing for 36 full months. That's 3 years, 0% interest, and you can check out their showroom on Arisky Boulevard in Whitesboro, or go to NewYorkSash.com. It's New York Sash. Let their family take care of your family with brand new entry doors right now. And in studio, guys, good morning. In studio right now is John Calabrese from First Source, and Stephanie Nesbitt is the president of Utica University now. Get everybody's microphones on. Good morning.
Good morning.
So hard to believe that Utica University is now looking at an 80-year anniversary.
Yeah, absolutely. 1946, we kicked it off with our first convocation on September 30th.
And that's kind of what we're talking about today, right?
Yes.
John,
yeah.
Explain, if you would, what's being planned to help celebrate this.
Well, a few months ago, Stephanie asked if
I hate to really tight. You got to be
consider chairing a community event, a dinner that would replicate the original convocation dinner in 1946. And it was an honor to accept that invitation to celebrate 80 years of rich history of Utica University, to reaffirm the university's commitment to our community, and to explore and get excited about what the future might hold. So this dinner on September 30th will be a replication of that original dinner. Our hope is to have 400 to 500 folks from the community join us in a celebration and honor the 80-year history of our university.
Some of the names that have come out of Utica, you want to throw some out, including yourself. right? I'm assuming you're a Utica graduate.
Yes, I am. And
Yeah.
not only myself, but my dad, Larry Calabrese, my wife, Pascal, all graduates of the university. It's made such a big impact on our lives and our families.
Yeah.
And there's many other, folks from the community that are leaders in different organizations. And if you look at any employer or any sector of our economy, you will find Utica University graduates throughout the community.
And if I could, Doctor, this is a trying time for colleges and universities.
Yeah, it's a tough environment right now in higher ed, and it's one that has challenged the industry in new ways, in different ways. And Utica University is no different, but we're navigating that. We've been reacting to it, and we're moving forward quite successfully with our plan to just right-size the university.
Yeah. Sports has played a big role.
Oh, athletics is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah. Division III athletics is really the heart and soul, I would argue, of college athletics today.
Yeah.
We've seen the big changes in Division I, and good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I want athletes to be respected and receive, what they deserve for representing their schools. But here in Division III, we've got the real student athletes.
Yeah.
These are some of our best students in our classrooms. We enjoy seeing them, and they just bring the heart and soul to campus.
Listen, colleges and universities in Division I are facing the potential of going bankrupt at this point because they're paying so much money for college athletes. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
This, by the way, is Mark Butler. Mark is a former reporter.
Yep.
Mark is former assemblyman and current mayor of Newport, and filling in this morning because he likes to talk.
I've seen you at many forums.
I like to listen. No, my question, I want to go back to the dinner. Are you sending out invitations? How does one sign up? Do I just sneak in the back door, or how do you get invited to this big party?
We will be sending out invitations and a save the date shortly. For those that are interested, you can go to the utica.edu website. There's a community dinner tab on that page to register and learn more about the event.
Okay. And I am available to speak at that if you're interested.
Like I said, he does like to talk.
We'd love to have you.
Dr. Nesbitt, anything else that you want people to know about the university today and this event?
Yeah, so thanks so much. So this event is one of many that we're going to have throughout the year to celebrate our 80 years in this community as we think about what we've meant to the community and what we will mean to the community moving forward. And it's just one part of a great week we have planned for our homecoming week. So we kick off on Wednesday evening with the community dinner. I hear we're installing a new president on Thursday at an installation ceremony at the Utica University Nexus Center. And then we're going to roll right into our homecoming weekend activities where we're going to be facing off against Cortland State in a big game on Saturday afternoon. So lots of great things happening on campus this fall. Lots to be excited about.
Yeah.
And
Great.
John, what does it mean to you?
It's just an opportunity to honor the history of the university. It has made such a positive impact on our community over the years, and it's been a big part of our region. So it's going to be a wonderful event. We have a great committee that we've put together to build a successful event, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone there.
All right, I will ask you on the, we talked about the Division I, Division III. At one point, there was a lot of talk about Utica hockey going to Division I. And maybe Utica football going to 2. Is that still alive? And explain if you could.
So it's not closed. It's not a closed conversation. But I think right now, as we're seeing the significant change in Division I athletics, it's a good time to wait and see where Division I settles, because I think there are still some questions open there on how that's going to operate. Right now in Division III, we are a strong competitor, and we have student athletes who really, really enjoy their sport and want to be in the classroom as well. So we're going to hold tight for now. It's not a closed conversation, but the question is not answered yet.
It hasn't been. It does look like if you aren't willing to pay big, then you cannot compete in Division I.
When institutions like Syracuse University are trying to find a path forward for major athletic teams that have really been successful for them for decades, I think we all have to pause and think about what the right answer is.
Yeah.
Now, Bill mentioned Division II. What is a distinction? What would Division II competition be like?
You know what? Division II, in many ways, is sort of a forgotten division in college athletics. It's it's smaller than Division I and Division III. It's much like Division III, just a little more perhaps competitive, a little larger schools in some cases.
Okay. And if you did go Division II, where would you find competition then?
That's part of the problem, right?
That's one of the problems.
And even hockey going to Division I, nobody really wanted to open the door for Utica to come in. They'd have to be an independent team.
Right, and then you start to incur a lot of travel expense to find your competitors. We're a proud member of Empire 8. Empire 8 is a great athletic conference here in the Northeast, primarily in New York State. And it's a really comfortable and competitive division. So, those have to be really important considerations when you're thinking about switching divisions. Where's your competition going to be? How much travel are you putting on your athletes? What impact does that have on their academics and their studies?
And John, I'll this will be the last that I hit you with anything. You can be at ease after that. But I really feel like when Utica was affiliated with Syracuse University, and some thought it was really terrible when the break occurred, but it turned out to be a real positive. Did you ever think there would come a time where the Aud would be filled with hockey fans, or a time when they would be tailgating, big crowds tailgating before a football game for Utica?
Oh, it's amazing to see. I think back in 2010, 2011, when our community was struggling, and what the Utica University hockey team meant to this community.
It really did.
When you saw folks flocking to the Aud, packed houses. I used to text Gary after the games to say, I cannot believe the energy that you're creating with this team. And it has a big impact.
He was the perfect. Some in history, there are all these organizations that have that perfect person that comes at the perfect time. That was Gary Heenan.
And he worked hard at it.
Yeah,
he worked hard to get the audience there. But it uplifted our community. Now you look at football, you're having the same effect with tailgating and bringing the community out. The energy that athletics create on the campus and in the community is exceptional.
Yeah. All right. Well, the event is coming up, 80th anniversary. The event will be at Hotel Utica on September 30th. That'll be part of homecoming weekend. I'm assuming you can check out details on the web.
Absolutely.
On your website, and then invites will be going out soon.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Quick break. Hold tight. Coming right back at WIBX.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
Did you know your most treasured rugs can look new again? At ABC ChemDry, we specialize in premium area rug cleaning. From treasured family heirlooms to fine rugs from around the world, our trained specialists use a careful 5-step process inspecting, dusting, cleaning, drying, grooming, and protecting, so your rug always gets the expert care it deserves. Don't wait. Call ABC ChemDry today at 315-738-1111 to schedule a drop-off or pickup.
Babbel proudly presents The Bookstore Bungle.
Librairie means library in French, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I just love a library.
The French are so loud, though.
Yeah. Hey, be quiet. This is a library. S'il vous plaît.
Ce n'est pas une bibliothèque.
Bibliothèque? I think that's Spanish, ma'am.
You are in a bookstore, not a library.
Oh. No more bookstore bungles with Babbel.
Ah, touriste.
Learn to speak like a local and act like one too. Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to get up to 50% off. Babbel.com.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Shh, here she comes.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 10% or more on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Well, if you need flooring, I have to tell you there's one place to go. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet. They're all about flooring. They have the area's largest inventory in stock. Plenty for you to choose from. Sarah's offers the best in quality floor covering. Top name brands like Shaw, Mohawk, Cortec, Mannington, and the list goes on. Sarah's will meet or beat any locally advertised price, and their service is impeccable. They know because they have decades of experience. You get unbeatable service at Sarah's Flooring Outlet. Call Sal or visit anybody over there at Sarah's. They will help you. And at Sarah's, you get 6 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers and unrivaled service and experience, all at an affordable price. And they'll meet or beat any locally advertised price. You see now why more people buy from the big store. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Butler, we're going to get into one of your favorite topics in a bit.
Okay. All right.
And that is, why is the water level so low at the West Canada Creek?
And in the Hinckley Reservoir.
And in the reservoir. So we'll get to it coming up. Joe Beatrice is calling because he heard that Big Honey was upset that no one from Utica was on today. I don't know. I don't get it. But here he is. Joe Beatrice is the Utica Common Council member. Joe, good morning.
So let's make it straight that I didn't call, but you called me. But that's okay. I'm happy to be on your show.
All right. Well,
I was gonna tease you. I was gonna say, what happened? That guy's telling you nobody from Utica's on, and you have me on.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, that was my point. But I didn't know that you called or Davey called. I had no idea. So
yeah,
and I'm not sure that matters, does it?
No,
Probably
it doesn't. Because it's great. I haven't talked to you in a while, and last time you called, I was away, so it's great to talk to you. How you doing today? Everything good?
So I know the story keeps coming up about the New York Post story, and we've reached out. I got to tell you, they just completely ignored us. And I know the county executive, I think Senator Griffo's office reached out. That's true. And what was your take on it? And I get Katie Aiello's rant. But she's reinventing history. We can get into that too. But for you, that had so many incorrect things, facts that were wrong, pictures that were wrong on that New York Post story. What do you think?
So when I first seen it, I read it, and obviously, I've lived here my whole life. I'm a councilman. I represent the 6th Ward. I'm very proud of the city. And I represent the people in that district. And so I was kind of like anything else. When somebody, hits you in the gut with something about your property and your city, it was very hurtful. And then before I could even, when I looked into it and I seen quotes like anonymous source and then there was no, real quality to the article. And then then it came out the next day. I didn't even really notice it the next day, the pictures from Utica, Michigan.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then I kind of laughed because I was on Facebook and I seen a fellow council person, instead of defending that and trying to, listen,
Can I say, instead of defending Utica, she tried to come in and say, when Palmieri was in office, the city was growing. It was, people were, network television was coming in to tell the story of this amazing city nestled in the center of upstate New York called Utica, where everybody wanted to live. And then he left office, and since he left office, no one wants to come here. The story
right.
there's
how,
no
and
longer
how does that work?
And then the other part is how there was a no tax increase, a surplus for 10 years. But look at how that worked out. I mean, that tax increase, remember the council agreed to a healthy, large tax increase, not because they just wanted to do willy-nilly, because it was needed, because the can had been kicked so far down the road year after year. I felt like her video was reinventing history and made her look a little foolish.
Well, Bill, to be honest with you, this is my 7th year on the council. My first 4 years, it was under the Palmieri administration, and that's why I've been in the minority for 7 years. My votes rarely ever meant anything, and I was there for 4 years, and I watched legislation come down 15 minutes before a meeting, and he had his 5 or 6 votes, and they marched to the orders, okay? And under this administration here, you could say whatever you want to say. This administration was left in a mess. And 3 years later, if you look at the nuts and bolts and not every social media post, Mayor Galimi's done a pretty good job. I mean, people may disagree with that, but look at the financials, look at stuff. I have to laugh. The first year when the big tax increase came, I think that council person sat up there and said it wasn't needed and we had all this money and all this stuff, while those same council people, okay, when the mayor had $60 million in ARPA money, what they did in Rome, the Common Council passed legislation for every bit of spending to go through the council. We could never do that in the Republican minority because they would have never went for that. So it's just kind of ridiculous on what goes on. And, like I said, I became a council person not for all the drama and all the politics that happens downtown. My job as a council person, the way I came on, is to answer the people's calls who call me. When anybody calls me, I call them back within 6 hours, even faster. I'm not telling them I can fix all their problems, but I try to do the best I can to take care of the people in my district. And that's what I think a good council person should do. And if you agree with the administration or you disagree with the administration, you should do what is right for the people in the city. And that's not what happens under this current current Common Council. I mean, it's just not.
The one thing that I do agree with her is don't take this as just something that you want to argue about. Sometimes you can read the criticism and act on it and turn that into something positive where you work even harder to make the community better. So I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, and you're absolutely right. As far as that article and what's ever there, Utica is not the best place in this city in the world to live, but it's far from the worst. I just, events like the Tunnel of the Towers walk I participated in on Sunday. When you see the community, how it gets together, I'm on the committee I'm on the Boilermaker Finish Line crew. Okay, there's so much good stuff that happens here. You go down by Nexus and you see the people that come into this city every weekend. I mean, could things be better? Yes, and if everybody worked together, we may be able to make things better. But it just seems like right now, under this current council and the administration, no matter what the administration tries to do, it is a huge fight. And I just have to laugh because like I said, the previous 4 years, anything that came down from the anything that the administration asked for, boom, was passed.
Can I though just ask you, as long as there's been criticism of the previous administration, what about Mayor Galimi? Where has he been on this issue? I mean, I realize the New York Post story is not the biggest thing in the world, but it's certainly something I've heard from you. I've heard from Samantha. We heard from, Katie Aiello, whether you like it or not. She was out there. County Executive Anthony Pacini, Senator Joe Griffo, Brian Miller commented. Everybody was out commenting. Marianne Buttonshaw commented. Where was the mayor during all this?
Well, you know what? I could tell you. Why don't you ask him to have him come on the radio? Because I heard him on the other radio station. Not that I listen to both, but I happened to be listening, and he did talk on it. That he looked at it like it was irrelevant, and he commented that and he didn't want to give it legs. And he had other things, and he did comment where he thought the story was ridiculous, that it wasn't from reliable sources, the Utica, Michigan thing. So feel free to ask him to come on, and I'm sure he would tell you the same thing too.
We did, and he didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't speak for him.
Davey's reached out several times. At the same time, the county executive put out a letter.
Right.
He went on a radio station. Listen to me. He went on a radio station no one listens to. That's good. Right. That's a good move.
Well, I don't.
Give me a break.
I can't. Yeah, I can't speak for that, but it is what it is. I know Councilperson Colosimo. She wrote a beautiful letter out.
Yeah.
I put and to be honest with you, I didn't think much of it, and I was more aggravated when I seen a fellow councilperson who should be defending the city write a post on. That's the biggest reason I put my comment out there. But
all right, we'll leave it at that. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But listen, I think that take something like this and use it to your advantage. And I hate to say, not speaking about it and not giving it legs. Let me just talk about that for a second. This is a city that's trying to recruit people right now we have multiple businesses that are searching for workers with job openings all over the place. We have Chobani ready to make a move with Micron just down the thruway ready to make a move that are going to bring thousands of workers into this area. The last thing you need on a national level, New York Post is New York, but biggest market in the country, the New York Post saying nobody wants to live in this crap hole. I'm not sure I would take the stance of I don't want to give it legs.
Right, and the only thing I could tell you about that, I can't answer why he didn't respond to that. But I will tell you one thing: when you want to compare prior administrations versus this administration, I remember the prior administration, the guy would never even come on the radio. This mayor, if anything, has been too transparent, in my opinion, on a lot of things. He comes on and speaks to you guys all the time. Why he didn't come on this time, I can't answer that.
All right, Joe, we appreciate it, and thank you for always being there when we ask you to come on.
Thank you. Have a great day, Bill.
Joe Beatrice. You do the same. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. When I had a situation where the head was all stuffed up and sinus issues, and I went there and they did a what they call a VIP program with OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. It is osteopathic, and it did make a huge, you literally felt your head and everything, your sinuses unplug. It was pretty amazing. And right now, the Falcon Clinic is accepting new patients. Call today. Dr. Cheryl Mattern is brand new at the Falcon Clinic, and she's accepting patients, accepting patients. Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Shomolinsky, Dr. Zielinski, and others all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Call 315-507-4751 for the Falcon Clinic. Mark Butler is in with us this morning, and I know it sounds like a broken record, but you have a gripe over water.
Well,
again.
A gripe. Listen, I was on your radio show this spring, we had on the West Canada Creek, we had some flooding, serious flooding in the spring. And within a couple weeks, the water level on the West Canada dropped precipitously. It's not a big economy, but we have campsites, we have fishermen, we have people on canoes.
Can you even fish? I mean,
no,
you
don't see. I talked to one of the campsite owners. People used to rent tubes to go tubing. Yeah. Their volume is down 30%. I talked to another campground owner. It costs him $70,000 or more to clean up his campsite after the flooding in the spring. So people are coming to me. What's going on? What has changed? What has happened? So we do have a new director at the Water Authority, and I'm hopeful. We've talked, and we had a very nice discussion. Not a lot of questions answered. I've also sat down with representatives from the Canal Corporation. Again, a good meeting.
Why would the West Canada be low in a year where we've kind of had a lot of rain?
It hasn't been that dry of a year. That's the question. And so I've lived on the West Canada most of my life, and I will tell you, I've never seen a situation this bad. Yeah. And I'm sure the folks that live around Hinckley or have camps on Hinckley have the same question.
Yeah.
So all of this has occurred, and as I've talked to people, there's talk about possibly running a line through Herkimer County to Herkimer, to Ilion, to Frankfurt. Maybe not, water into Schuyler for economic development. Against this backdrop, all of a sudden in the village office this week, we got a notification from the state health department. They want to look over our water system in the village of Newport. Now, we just put in a new water system probably a decade ago.
Yeah.
We bonded heavily. We're paying that off right now. We still owe many years on that. So I'm just wondering if this all folds together. I think there are a lot of balls in motion. I am just asking with the Water Authority, please, or the canal, just sit down. Is there a plan? What is going on with this? Because I can't put it together.
If we get the Water Authority, will you come back? And
I would love to.
All right, we'll do it.
I did do some research. There was a report issued by the Governor's Commission on Hinckley or whatever it was. That made some recommendation, and there were some changes in 2015 to the rule curve in the operation and their agreement with Brookfield. So something happened 10 years ago, and I tell you, everybody on that lake and on that river said 10 years ago
is when it started.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
We just want to know what the heck is going on. I don't want to get in a fight with them. I don't want to get in a debate with them. I don't want to get in an argument with them.
You want to know what's going on and how do we solve the problem?
Yes, and if that's the life we have to live with, let us prepare for it.
Yep.
I've got the people who own homes right on the creek, businesses on the creek that get flooded. They need to make plans and preparations if this is the reality we're going to live with. But I can't get any answers. And the new director, we had a very fine discussion, and I did a summary and sent him a letter, and apparently that didn't please him.
Let's see if we can get the connection.
Okay.
Mark Butler, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in this morning.
All right.
The new 2025 Mazda CX-5 was worth the wait. It is an unbelievable vehicle. Contemporary styling, a larger touchscreen display. If you haven't seen it, just drive over to Steve Ponte Mazda and drive through the lot. I mean, a lot of beautiful vehicles there, both new and pre-owned. But the CX-5, luxurious interior, Mazda's commitment to advanced engineering, reliability, safety, it's all in a fun-to-drive vehicle, the CX-5. Right now, save on a new Mazda lease, or you can enjoy 2.9% APR financing on a new 2026 Mazda CX-5. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. And as Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steve Ponte Mazda with Ricky Z. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. News is next.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Social
Social media is on trial again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. In particular, Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram.
The question is whether Meta knew something that users didn't. In other words, saying one thing in public, but something else in private.
Fox Business Network's Ashley Webster, 29